I heard Oz going to say one time that the future of the world was dependent on the answers to 3 different questions. You probably heard this: whether Islam modernized peaceably, what happens, what religion takes over for atheism in the former Soviet bloc, and the Chinese communists and that. And he said the third one is whether the West returns to its Christian roots. Is there any, as we as pastors look into the future, is there any possibility that that third one is actually going to happen? And if not, like, how does that change how we, because you kind of look at what's happening and just saying, I feel like we've already lost this battle in terms of certain realms. And now we're talking a lot about being the faithful minority. Is there realistic reasons to think that you see surges that could lead to the West returning to its Judeo-Christian roots?
Well, yeah, it could happen. But I don't see it happening soon. And I think it's more likely, but this is just we're just guessing here, JD. But anyway, it seems possible that one is that Orthodox Christians become pretty much like the Jews, which is a relatively small creative minority that has has an outsized impact on the society, but actually doesn't represent a lot of people. I think I would say that's probably the worst that will happen, because I don't think Christianity will just sort of die out in the West and it'd be strong in other parts of the world. I don't think so. I think it's too resilient for that. But the other possibilities is that there would be, put it this way, a major revival. I don't think it eliminates the deep pockets of secularism, especially amongst white people. So it does seem to me that where there's amongst the 30% of, about 2030, by the middle of this century, about 30% of the world's population will be white. And I do think probably a fairly significant percentage of those people will be secular, and pretty deeply secular. But that's not most people in the world. And therefore, as the West becomes more multi-ethnic, I do think the possibility of it becoming more religious again is actually relatively likely. So it could be that Christianity gets pretty strong, but I don't think it would ever dominate probably in the future the way it has in the past.